Hello, this is Bobby Capuccio, and thank you for joining us for another PT on the Net video interview. I'm here in beautiful Red Rocks, Colorado with Olympian Carl Van Loan. Carl Van Loan, thank you for joining us, first of all.
Thank you so much for having me.
Second, being an Olympian is something that most people wouldn't even dare aspire to, and even fewer make it. You talk a lot about the importance of having a plan of attack. What do you mean by that?
Well, in everything we do, whether it be work or athletics, anything, you need to have an end goal in sight. So when I talk about a plan of attack, I talk about that end goal, where you want to be, what's the result you need to get to. And then once we figure out what that is, then we need to work backwards and figure out how we're going to achieve that from this point forward.
So rather than starting from where we are and taking step by step, laying out a daily, weekly, monthly plan to get to where we want to be, the subtle but significant difference is you begin with the end in mind. You start from the point to where you're already at your goal, and then mentally time travel, asking yourself, right, how did I get there?
Absolutely.
You talked a lot about flexibility. Tell us about where that comes up in a goal where you set a blueprint, but something unforeseen happens and you need to change.
Yeah, well, life is going to throw you lemons, so when you have that end goal in sight, you need to be able to adjust. And so taking it backwards and moving back in time, you're going to allow yourself a little bit of leeway here and there to adjust your plan of attack so that you still have that end result in sight.
Now, tell us about an event from your life. What is it that you've accomplished in the Olympics that you're most proud of? And I know that's a hard question because there's a lot to be proud of, but what specifically could you look back at, what memory and say, wow, that was it, that was the moment? And how did creating a flexible plan of attack help you get there?
Well, one of the events that I competed in was the team relay. So I have three other guys and myself, so a four-man relay, and we have to rely on each other. So obviously, we would love to win that event. We'd love to do the best we can, but we need to have a plan of attack, work backwards, and all work together as a team to try to achieve that. That was probably one of my proudest days, just because not only am I relying on myself, but I was relying on my teammates as well.
And what happened? What happened that made it all worth it?
Getting out there and competing and doing our best as a group, as a unit. We were 7th in the world out of 22 teams, which wasn't as good as our World Championship premiere the year before. We were 4th, but very close. So.
From every top athlete, from every top musician I've spoken to, from every top business person, you hear some of the same things. And one of the things is when you talk to people who are just getting started, they talk about being most proud of what they've won or the outcome. And when you talk to a lot of champions like yourself, it's amazing how they talk about the payoff being present in the process, the thrill of actually competing, being in the sport, in the game, and being not completely disinterested. Obviously you're there to win, but not so attached to the outcome that it eclipses everything else. So really valuable lesson. Thank you.
Thank you.